Hello and welcome. This is Chrisanne, and I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. Today we are going to be making this fun project. It looks so cool in the lights. I assure you, it doesn't look as colorful as it does on camera. It is holographic though. I love this paper, and I've been wanting to use this paper. So this is something that I have seen other people make a very similar version, smaller. I've made mine a little bit bigger. And what it is an ephemera holder. So you can put tickets in, you can put little hidden journaling spots in. I, of course, had to add a whole bunch of stickers and even more stickers here. There, you can see that in there. But it's, I don't really know what to call it. If it's like an accordion fold, kind of, I don't know. I'm calling it an ephemera holder. And then I did a simple closure just with this. You can use Velcro if you want. And that's all. And obviously I did stencil the inside because this is a one-sided paper and I really like two-sided papers. It's hard to find two-sided papers. So that's why I stencil a lot of things, because I want something on the inside. Now, I'm going to be putting this in my Season of the Witch journals. This is probably going to be going under a belly band. For those of you that don't know what a belly band is, let me make, I have a whole bunch of scrap paper here. Let me make a quick one and just pull this out too. So if this is my journal, belly band is, and we've made them here before. It's just a piece that you attach here and you attach down here. We've made some watercolor ones, and then you kind of slide this under, and that's how it gets held in the journal. That's what a belly band is. My intention is to use this and a belly band, and this is going to be part of one of the signatures for my my journal. So that's it. Let's get cracking. I would like to mass make a few of these if I can. Today I was at Joann's and I got this absolutely adorable little Tim Holtz clipboard. I need to decorate this. As of right now, I have not, obviously. I'm thinking of waiting until after my Season of the Witch journal series is done, and maybe we can decorate it together. That's kind of my thoughts. I don't know, but I'm liking it. And I got it to hold the math for all this stuff. So let's get started. I wrote down all my instructions there, so if you want to go ahead and do a screenshot, I'm going to walk you through what that means and how my brain works and how that makes sense to me. So I started off with a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I then cut it down to 3 3/4 wide. Okay, because I am working on a small space here at my desk, and all I have is a small paper cutter here. My trick for doing that is to pre-fold it. Once it's pre-folded, then I can put it in my paper cutter. So you're going to fold it at 2 1/4 inches, which is right here. You're going to fold it up at 2¼ inches. If you have a scoreboard, go ahead and measure it and do that. I didn't use my scoreboard. I just folded it. Then you're going to flip it around and you're going to measure up 4 inches and then fold it. Okay? So 4 inches and 2¼ inches. And then you get this. So if you have a cutting board like this and you're like, how can I utilize that? Well, this is how you can utilize it. So that's what I do. So now that I have all these folds, now I can go cut it at 3 3/4. There's one. And there's 2. That piece I could probably use for something else. So here I have 2 now. So that's how I do it at my small space here in the house. It's a 12 by 12 piece of paper that is 3 3/4. But in order for me to cut it, I fold it at 2 1/4, flip it around, fold it at 4 inches, and then I come back and I cut it at the 3 3/4. So I'm folding everything first. That's not how I wrote it here, because other people have spaces that are bigger than mine and can get out their big scoreboards and their big paper cutters. I only have space for that when I'm out on my deck. I'm in the house, in my crafting area. So this is how I have to do it. Next thing I did on mine was I came in with my corner rounder. I like to use the biggest section in my corner rounder. And I came in and I did every single corner. And I use mine upside down so I can make sure it's actually getting in the spot that I need it to get in, because it doesn't always. And then let me double check that I got everything. Yes, I did. Now let's do this one. And I'm working on 2 journals at once because, I'm making all these goodies. Let's turn it into 2 journals. But in all fairness, I'm probably going to make more of these. I kind of think these are a little fun. Not 100% of everything that's going in the journal am I making with you guys. There are some things that I'm making as a surprise because my journals are for sale. And you will see all that when I do flip through videos. Okay, I think, let me just double check. Okay, I got all those corners rounded. And I got all those corners rounded. Okay, great. Next thing I want to do, just so I can get it done and it can start to dry, is I want to stencil the inside of these. When I did this one, I only did from here up. I didn't actually stencil the inside of this flap. I didn't think that was necessary, frankly. So I used this stencil just because I thought it was kind of fun. It is my Season of the Witch journal. And I am using my stencil brushes. If you've watched me before, you know my stencil brushes are always loaded with ink. I am not loading more ink on these. I'm just using what's already here. I have ink here. If I need to, I can come in and add more. So I'm doing everything purple except for the moons. I'm doing yellow. Is this my purple? Yes. Okay. And I'm only coming up to this crease right here. If some of it just happens to slightly go over, it's not a big deal. And I'm holding my stencil down. You might want to tape your stencil down or use like a stencil holder of some sort. And I'm going to switch to my yellow. It's not like a lot of yellow spots. If I wanted to come in and do just a little bit of yellow on a couple of the stars, I can do that. There. I'm going to do the same thing right up here on this half. So the month is almost over. I've been having a lot of fun creating these journals, I should say. And today I went to Joann's and I finally found some fabric that I'm going to use as my cover. I'm not going to show you guys yet, but it's sufficiently witchy and sufficiently eerie enough for me. I didn't want something cutesy. No. I mean, I have a couple cutesy things in this journal, but I didn't want the cover cutesy. So I found fabric on clearance, which I was even more happy about because, you know, fabric is expensive. Everything's expensive. Fabric's expensive. So I got a really good deal on some beautiful clearance fabric. You know, because Halloween isn't quite here yet, there's a lot of costume fabric that's out. And it's beautiful fabric. It's just, it wasn't the texture that I wanted. There, that's that part. So I wanted more like a muslin kind of cotton. And I found it. I was very happy. Whoops. And it was on clearance. And I had a whole bunch of coupons. So for Joann's, if you get on their email list, you can use the email coupons as well as the app coupons on the same purchase in the store. I don't know about online. I've never bought from them online. But I double used coupons and I was like, oh my goodness. That was just so awesome to me. So, okay, we have both of those done. So let's move that out of the way. And we're going to move this out of the way. Okay, the next part we're going to go to is the inserts. So for the inserts, I am using book page, and I have a whole bunch of book page pre-cut and ready to roll. So my book page is, and this is a thicker book page. Now, you don't have to use book page if you want to use tea-stained paper or, different scrapbooking papers. You use what works for you. I'm using this because I have a ton of it and it's free for me. This measures at 6 by 7.5 inches. Okay. 6 by 7.5 inches. And then I'm going to fold it approximately at 1.5 inch each side. I'm folding it in on itself. That's what I'm doing. Let me move these just so you can see what it is that I'm doing. I'm folding it into thirds, but I'm leaving an ever so slight overhang on one side. Ever so slightly. You want to use your bone folder? You go ahead. So I'm going to add a little bead of glue right down this side. Thin, 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 thin bead of glue. I need this folded into thirds with an ever so slight overhang. Now, to make sure nothing sticks, I poof it out like a pocket and I put it aside and I let it dry while it's poofed. If it sticks, take your bone folder and just put it in there and unstick it while it's still wet. That's not sticking because I poofed it. You are going to need 2 of these for this project. I'm not measuring this. I'm just doing it. I wrote down measurements for somebody in case they needed measurements. I know sometimes people need measurements. I just kind of do it and go with the flow. I'm not going for perfection. I'm creating something handmade. So we're going to need 2 for each little book thing here. So I'm going to make 4 of these because I'm making 2 of these. So I will need 4 sheets of paper, but I need 2 sheets of paper per each one. Cassie Rose is in here. I think she's nesting. She's a little off. And I am using art glitter glue, which grabs and dries very quickly. So since I'm making 2 of these at once, is that considered a mass make? I don't know. Not necessarily a mass make, but kind of a mass make. And let's do a little bead of glue. And I'm keeping it right near that edge as much as I possibly can. And then I'm going to come down, squish my glue out, poof it, like, I don't know, like a pillow. And let me come back and double check these. Yep, yep, and yep. Good. Let me put the pin in my glue just because, you know, life. So next thing we're going to do while those are drying is we are going to fold these inserts. So you can see I have this one that's equal with this. I'm going to show you how I do that without measuring. And then we have this one, and this one. This one and this one is the same page. This one and this one is the same page. So let's go ahead, because I think these are sufficiently dry, and I'm going to show you how I do that. It doesn't really matter which one you have out, but what I do is I take this and I put it all the way in to my corner. Let me get this out of the way. Let me get these out of the way too. Everything's getting in my way. I take this, put it all the way in my crease. I fold this over, and then I fold this over this. I'm only using that as a measuring tool. Now I have this. That now has become this and this. So now we need to create the inner ones. But you see how easy that was to create that. So my inner one, once again, I'm eyeballing it. If you want to measure, I'll give you a measure for this next one. I am eyeballing it so that it is approximately an inch below. Now, before I crease anything, I'm going to come in and measure. Yep, that works for me. And now I'm going to come in and give it a crease. I have folded up 3 1/4. This is 3 1/4 right here, this piece. So now this is what I have. I eyeballed it. It worked. Let's do the other one before we go in and we glue things. So once again, I'm taking my insert, I'm putting it in the fold. I don't know if there's a right and a wrong way to do this. This is how I do it. This is what works for me without measuring, and it's easy for me. This is just what works for me. I put it in, fold this over, fold that over there, give it a crease, boom. That's still off, actually. Wait, let me straighten that out just a hair. There. There. So now that becomes that piece, and it's perfectly measured with this, which is what I need. This one, I am going to come in, I am going to fold it approximately an inch below that. I'm going to come in and measure. Yep, that works for me. I don't want any of these even with the other one. I want them all staggered. Now we can glue it in. There's a trick to gluing this in if you've never made these before. The trick is and first of all, I want to come in and I want to double check that all of these aren't stuck on the inside. Yep, they're all good. Okay. So I want to line these up, and what I'm going to do is I am going to, well, first of all, I'm going to space it and make sure it's in the middle. And then I'm going to take a bead of glue coming down. I'm going to do like just a couple little beads of glue and making sure it's in the middle where I want it. And I'm going to just hold it and attach it to that front cover. I have it pushed all the way in to this crease. I am going to come in with the next one, and whatever flap you pull down, this case it's this one, you are going to run a full bead of glue only down that middle. We're going to take this, we're going to line it up in that crease, we're going to push it together. I'm going to pull it down. Whatever piece is pulled down is the piece that gets a bead of glue. 1 bead of glue. I'm going to push this down and attach it. This is the piece that's on the down part. Now I'm going to do 1 bead of glue. I'm going to attach this. Pull this down, and now I'm going to do 1 bead of glue plus a smidge next to it. Just a smidge more. Basically, it's a bead of glue. Making sure it's tucked in. Pressing all of this down nicely. It's very little glue, but because it's very little glue, that's how you get this effect. See, this is where I need to come in with my bone folder. There, nope, I got it. Okay. There. That's how you get this effect, is because I only did that 1 bead of glue. Let's do one more. Now, let's put this over here. So we have this one. Let's line these all up, tuck them in, tuck it into this corner. Make sure it's sort of lined up where I want it to be. And it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bead of glue and just a smidge more to the front and to the back ones only. Everything else gets one bead of glue. So I'm going to pull it down. Remember, whatever part is down gets the bead of glue from top to bottom, or bottom to top. Pull that down. This is the bottom one. Let's add one stripe of glue all the way down. Glue that, press it, pull it down. This one now gets that one bead of glue. Squish it. And then since this is the back, I'm going to do one bead of glue plus a hair more on either side of it. And squish all that down. Give that a second. Let me get my bone folder at the ready to come in and double check. These are good. These are good. These are good. That's how I get that effect. Isn't that cool? I think that's the coolest thing. Now let's do our closures for these. So for the closures, let me do this. I did a rubber stamp, you know, because I don't have enough. I bought this at Joann's today. I bought this set. They were, what were they? 40% off, I think. I think they were 40. They were something off. I know that. And it was only a few dollars to begin with. I don't even remember. I don't know. Like $5, I think. I definitely got it for under $5. Well under $5. I'm using this one, which is this one right here. So, and I looked at this and I loved the crystals. I thought I could use this, and then this coordinates with some other papers that I have that I got at Joann's. So I like how sort of a lot of the things are coordinating. Oh, here's my paper. So I stamped, whoops, bonging my camera. I stamped this on white cardstock. And I'm using Elements by Lavinia Stamps. I'm using the color Mulberry, which is a purpley color. And I am going to be cutting this out with a circle paper cutter. Circle cutter. So I need it relatively near the edge. Just giving that a good press. Just need two, because I'm making two. Got ink all over me. It takes 2 seconds for me to get ink all over me. And which one did I? No, I didn't use that one. I used this one. I used my 1.5 inch circle punch. And let's see if I did. Yep, perfect. There. Now, this is how I'm doing my closure. Like I said, you want to do Velcro, you do Velcro. You do what works best for you. I only glued it on the bottom so that this could be tucked in. That's how I did it. You can hold it any way you want. I kind of liked the moon going sideways because it matches these moons going sideways. And once again, like I said, I'm only gluing the bottom half of this moon. I'm giving it a decent size amount of glue. I am going to hold that down. Oops, 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 oops. And making sure I'm not getting glue on the top. Can move this just to be sure. Hold that just a second. Okay, put that over there to dry. Same thing. Let's do the bottom half of this with glue. I mean, I could come in and edge this and all that fun stuff if I wanted. I don't. Let me move that, make sure I don't get glue on it. There. So the next thing that I did while that's drying, let me double check this. Perfect. Love that. That should be dry enough. Let's double check it. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Next thing I did, here's my clipboard. I clipped all my little things together. I have some stickers here. I have these butterflies. I thought, oh, they're so pretty because they're holographic. That's holographic. It's another option. But then I have these, which I haven't used yet other than this project. So, leaning towards these. Got these on Temu. They're called Forest Witch stickers. And they're kind of pretty. There's a whole bunch of them here. I used, ooh, that one's pretty. I used that one on my demo. And so that's the demo one that I used, was that one. There's two of every type. There's some cats. Kind of like those. Let me see. Oh, there's some bottles. Oh, nope. We're going to use that one. I like that one. Yeah, we'll use those two. Executive decision made. Ooh, I like that one. I'll use that on another project. All right, so let's attempt to put these back. Attempt. Make sure I have my two. Yes, I do. And one. I'm going to put that one back in. I'm going to put it back in the bag. Just because if I don't keep everything together, it doesn't stay together. All right. So what I did is I took these and I put it on white paper, and then I came in with this punch. I think I did the sticker first, but I think in this case, I'm going to do the punch first, just so I can see what I'm going to have for paper. So I have like a circle and a circle. This punch, oops. This punch size is my 2.5 inch. So I've used a 2.5 inch and a 1.5 inch circle punch. You don't have to do circles. You can just put stickers there. You can put book page there. You can put nothing there. Whatever works for you. This is how I'm decorating it. I want it to be really witchy. Oh, I like those. Whoops, there goes my punch. All right, let me put that back over there. And these are really nice stickers. There, I'm happy with that. I can come in and edge it, but I don't think I'm going to. And the dream catcher. Let me show you what I have. I have that one. And I have that one. Really pretty. And we're going to glue these down. Should I do? Nah, I'm not going to edge it because I didn't edge that one. If I had edged that other one, maybe I would have. But it's just a simple sticker. And that's making this project a little bit more quick and easy. I'll do the finished thing in a few moments. Oh, yeah, see, I had stamped and I didn't use that one, but hey, paper has two sides. There. All right, let me show you what let me cover my glue first. Put the little pin in it, my witchy pin. There. All right. There's one more thing I have to do, but I want to do a flip through before I show you that. So let's open this up. You can see we have all of our stenciling. We have all of our pockets. I am going to fill these with stickers, little tickets, little tags. You know, I have like different die cuts and stuff. I'm probably going to do different little fun items in here. Just different things that the recipient might want to use to decorate something. So there's that one. Here's this one. You see, this one wants to keep holding on. That's where the bone folder comes. Yeah, see, pops right open. There. Since I bought a lot of stickers, I will be tucking some of them in. Like I have, where did it go? I just had it. Oh, here it is. I have this whole roll of stickers that I bought, you know, for this project, etc. So I can just cut a few stickers and put them in this first little pouch, etc. That's just an example of something I can do. But you know, the other thing I can do, especially on this top one, is take a piece of coffee dyed paper, fold it up and stick it in there so they can have that as another spot of hidden journaling. All different ideas of different ephemera pieces that you can use. So the last but not least thing that I want to do is I came in with some little gems. And I want to add some gems. And I have some Aurora Borealis gems here that I'm using. And I need my little flat back gem dish. And I don't have that right here. And I have my gem picker. That has gems in it. And let me get my glue. And this glue dries clear. And I'm just going to do one at a time. And I'm just sticking the gems on the black part of the paper. You do what works for you. You don't want gems? Don't do gems. You want to decorate the whole thing with gems? Go for it. You know, that's the beauty with making these projects. You can customize these any way you want. And I'm just showing you the basic technique. Maybe you're not making a witchy journal like I am. And, you know, maybe you're making a flower journal. You can certainly do this exact same technique with your decorations that you have. There's no right or wrong way to decorate these. There's my gems. And let's come and do this one. All right. These are all flipping over on me. The end of my gem picker is wax. So that just picks up these little pieces, makes it easy on me. When they flip over the right way. And my sweater keeps catching my bone folder here next to me. There we go. There. Wow. So we got a couple of these done. I have 3 for my journals. I'm probably going to make a few more, maybe 3 more. But this is the basic technique. This is the way to make these. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, pass it on, share the information. I am doing a video every single day, and very shortly I'm going to be putting this whole journal together, and you're going to see how I put it all together. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care and be free.